Hey guys, what's going on? My name is DCX Blade. In this video, I want to show you the props and a little foreshadowing of the of a project that I have in mind for a Star Wars lightsaber duel slash fan film. It's gonna have a little bit of story into it, but it's not, it's fan based, so it's not gonna be, you know, one of those things that fits in the Star Wars timeline. It's optional. It's an optional, universe of Star Wars. And this is what I created. It's, put together by scraps of plastic and things lying around in my room. It's only got one nozzle because it's a custom made uh, version of the ZX miniature flamethrower, and that's a title that I actually found in what I read off in one of the comics of Boba Fett featuring him and Django. I think it's called Blood Ties. Um, he states he has what's called a ZX miniature flamethrower. It's on one of his gauntlets. It's on either side of his arms. It's hard to tell because with my camera, it's reflected in a different way. Its perspective is different, so it could be here when it should be really here. Um, but anyhow, this was originally attached and glued on to this, which is a Mandalorian gauntlet that I was making. Now, this one, it's a little short. It's exactly what I want, but it's short, and I need it to be longer. So I'm trying to extend it using pieces of EVA foam and plastics that I'm using from a bumper that I found out back in our backyard. Apparently it was my sister's. It's like, oh yeah, sure, you can use it. And I mean, it's dead weight anyways. So like, I'm using it, and I'll show you what that looks like here. So that is the bumper piece that I'm using, and I'm using its thin body to make my armor. Speaking of armor, this is the chest and full torso armor that I'm making. Uh, as you can see, it's carefully okay. So it's handcrafted, so it's not going to be exactly perfect. But since I want to be, I want to get into the Mandalorian Mercs community, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. As you can see, that this is all black here. This it's supposed to be white because my character as a Mandalorian who wears Mandalorian armor is a winterized Mandalorian, even though he uses flamethrowers. It kind of makes sense because winter's cold and snow is cold, ice is cold, um, and whatnot. So he uses two flamethrowers, as I said. So for some reason, I cut this in half because I was making two pieces. You know, they're not exactly the same shape, which I think I'll be trimming this part down, making it more, giving it more acute, uh, um, acute corners, so it's not all rounded. The edges more into. Oh, ugh. Anyways, I'm not gonna talk about the part. I can't talk. Uh, so that's what I'll be doing. I'll be grafting this onto a vest that I'm currently working on too. All these are side projects, but together they're one big project. The helmet I'll probably buy on Etsy because I don't know how to make a helmet per se exactly. I don't have enough material for that, and it'll probably look a little janky anyways, like this one. But back to the vest, it's a actually it's a former uh military cold weather vest. I just snipped the oh, excuse me excuse me, oh geez, I snipped the sleeves off so that it acts like a flak vest. Of course, I might sew on another layer of fabric on there so that it doesn't look so cottony, right? And so I'll do that. I haven't worked on the backside yet because that's going to be a different that's going to be for a different time, I believe, and I'll be able to incorporate that and graft that onto my vest. Now, the jetpack is going to be a little bit more difficult because it requires more pieces. So I might have to look on either Amazon or Etsy or some other, you know, optional site to buy that said material. Um, there was a store called Tap Plastics. I don't know if they digitized into the digital buying system or whatever. But they used to be around, but I can't find their a single department store anywhere. So I think I might have to run by Lowe's or Hobby Lobby or Home Depot or whatever. I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to buy it online. I think online will be best. Anyways, that's about it for what I have for my cosplays. I'm still thinking about buying coveralls for the overall customization of my character creation. But anyhow, my character, of course, is going to be using a lightsaber because in this fan film, it's going to be mostly. It's not going to be as story related. I mean, there'll be probably some scenes where it's story related, but most of it is going to be for lightsaber battle. And of course, like in my other videos, I will be using this blade that I got from Ultra Sabers. I say again, like I've said in my other videos, I'm making sure this doesn't hit anything. This blade, let me see if I can't find its tool so I can undo the blade. The LEDs don't work very much. There's only two that work, and that's the whites and the green ones. The red and blue ones, they don't work. The red one kind of works, but I have to like tinker with it to get it to work. I have to like hit the light on it, but it doesn't work all the time. So I think I might get a new hilt from a different brand online store, and I think that one just about had it because I think it was a little too rough with it when I made all my videos. So especially when you're play fighting with other kids in your neighborhood, you gotta remember they're kids. They're not gonna understand to apply too much force or not. But practice makes perfect, and you teach what you can, right? So that was good. I'm also going to be implementing the same system I used in my latest video of the lightsaber duel. The one with all my neighbors, uh, all fighting. It's pretty awesome. I still got to get more so that they look better instead of something like this that I made. It was a makeshift when my last saber broke. And so the end piece, you can see I taped and glued it. It doesn't exactly make it, I mean, technically it could if it had enough light, but because this is a lot longer than it should be, this was basically, a single hilt. It came with two, but my sister sold it. I must have told her and not realized that was an issue. Anyways, the blade is longer. It was supposed to be shorter, like cut off from. It was supposed to be like this long. A piece of that broke off, and we me and my buddies have just been using this size length. Not exactly up here yet. So I knocked that out. I knocked that boring. I knocked that link off, and I customized with this one. But of course, like an idiot, there was supposed to be an effects film in here. I didn't quite understand how it worked, and so I did what I could with it. And as you can see, it doesn't exactly glow all the way. Like I put two pieces in here, but they don't exactly reach, right? So that's why and I'll turn this off. Mind you, there'll be another light in the background. I may have to turn that off too. Turn that off. That is why this doesn't glow as much, right? It doesn't glow all the way to the end, unless it's in the completely dark. and this one will change a lot. So as you see with green, it doesn't exactly reach like it's supposed to. With blue, this one kind of turns more indigo-ish than blue itself because the way the camera is angled. Let me just see if I can't get this get this off so I can show you the full spectrum. As you can see, it doesn't quite reach because the film system was wrong, right? You can barely see my face, and it flashes a lot too. And this was just bought on Temu, which it's nice because it's awesome on camera, but it flashes too much and it disorients uh, the people who use it. And so this was yellow. It looks white. This is aqua, or you know, um, teal, light blue. Uh, and so this one was forget the entire name of it. It's either aqua or light blue, right? Um, so this one is something I would also use because I like this color. Of course, this would be purple, right? My friends say that it looks pink, but in hindsight, it's actually purple. It's just the LED that makes it look pink when it's not on camera. Um, and of course, this is white, right? So that's it. It does look cool with white, I think. As you can see, it looks like that thing would work. But because I didn't know how the FX film worked inside of a prop saber. Uh, of course, I botched it, but it still looks pretty good for the most part. So let me pause this so I don't make more time than I'm supposed to. So that's that one that I've used before. The other one, which I've also used, I don't think the light is that bright because it was, even though it's made by Ultra Sabers, it's tough, durable. I don't think the electronics last very long in that state when you hit it a bunch because it's a backup, but still. And that's why in one of the videos you've seen it used in, it didn't glow as much as it should have. In the latest video, I made it to where it was, but I fucked with I edited the settings on my phone where it got a little too dark, and so it didn't. It still looked pretty good, but only a handful of people saw it, like 500. I know that doesn't sound like a handful, but to me it sounds like it. It's definitely not over 1,000. But hang on a minute. Now here's that. This one I got in with the green one, of course. Of course, the green one doesn't work because its batteries are not charged. And so this is the blue one. I don't know if it's gonna work on camera very well as it did in the last video. But oh yay! It does glow, kinda. It glows better now. I think it still flickers from time to time because how much it was used. But this is at the right angle. If it's far enough away, it looks actually nice. And I've used with hit film, which is the new. Hang on a minute, off camera here, for a moment. I used hit film, which is the application that I use, for making my gotta hit it a bunch because it doesn't all the way work. So yeah, but at the right angle from a right distance, it does better than it does a lot better. But so I don't know. It's not working as much as I thought it was. So that's why I gotta purchase new videos. Anyways, keep this on because although you can't see my face. Yeah. It's supposed to look good, right? Because that's how it's supposed to be. But yeah. Anyways, this is the one I've used, but even though it's not glowing as brightly as I thought it would. I don't know if it's because of batteries or if it's because the circuitry doesn't do, doesn't do very well with that. I think I broke it. I'll have to fix that later. I broke it again. That's not nice. Oh well. But anyways, like I said, everything's got its place, and everything needs replacement. I'll fix that later. And I hope it's still working. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I must have broke it this time. Open it up and fix it later. But, so that's what I have going for me right now. In the next video, I'll probably show you my persona in full detail. Not all the pieces are on there, mind you. I've still got a lot of sewing to do. And I've been working on that piece for a long while. A very long time. But, you know, the most successful artist takes the longest time. I believe that's something a wise man would say, or a wise artist. Most experience. So that is what I've been working on. Plus that, and I've been going to certain classes to apply for, you know, certain career opportunities. And that being said, without further ado, you guys, I must say, bye-bye. Until the next episode, next video, excuse me.